Now in the air, live and in concert.
It's from the Obie's barn, Obie Training Center.
Boy, she's full of herself. 45. 45 is Pamina. Pamina is, of course, a Pogrom daughter. 46, Frigola. Frigola is Victorio Tio out of Prespera, who's by Enzo.
Section B of 2- and 3-year-old junior females entering the arena now for the group presentation. Different strategies on how to present here in the group. Each one has to come back shortly here and work individually. Six so far in the arena.
Encore une superbe section pour nous cet après-midi.
And that'll be our group, Greg.
I think something's interesting. I think 2 of the 3 fillies by RFI Farid that were world champion here as yearlings are in this ring today. I don't know if the third one is, but I think Paulo has one. And I'm trying to figure out who has the other that I just saw.
I believe Glenn has it.
Glenn has one, that's correct. So that's kind of an interesting note. They both won gold, silver, and bronze with the Farid babies 2 years ago. I saw the Farid out of Lady Veronica with Paulo win Mentone. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's correct. Lulu, Al-Nasser, and Ajib were 2 of the 3 RFI Farid fillies from the yearling year. Very decorated fillies, just even in this show season.
So this ring is full of some very decorated fillies for sure.
2- and 3-year-olds, and these happen to be the 3-year-old group.
Yeah, these are all 3-year-olds.
They'll compete with the 2-year-olds for the junior female title on Sunday. Top 4 from each section automatically qualify for Sunday, as well as the next 2 highest scores. That'll get your top 10 for Sunday. They'll place 5 in the class.
How many are in the class? 7? Today?
6 showed up. They show 12 in the catalog. That's where it gets a little hard to keep up until we actually see the numbers on the back of the handlers. We don't know who actually came to game day.
Right.
Arabian Essence TV brought to you today, the live feed, first ever play-by-play broadcast with Greg Knowles and myself, Rono, brought to you by Al Sheikh Stud. Appreciate their support. We're trying this for the first time, making this a major league sporting event. We're live in Paris, the World Championships at Salon de Cheval. And we're in the first session, Friday afternoon here in Paris, almost 6 o'clock in the evening. Section B of the junior females. Those classes are 2- and 3-year-olds. These happen to be the 3-year-olds. And the judges are ready, Greg.
They're sitting on already. Rory's been practicing his French with cab drivers, Uber drivers. I don't think they're appreciative. They sort of, he thinks there's some sort of Spanish mixed in there. Inspector Clouseau is sitting on ready.
We don't speak a lot of French in Scottsdale, Arizona.
No, we don't.
Croissant and oui.
Omelette de fromage. Omelette. I will have an omelette.
Cheese omelet.
Cheese, fromage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. That is it. It's a beautiful language, though.
Greg ordered the escargot the other day. Didn't realize what it was.
Yeah. It just sounded good. Gates open, number 40. This is Palmira El Cape. She is by Ajman Mancioni out of Tresser of Marwan, EA. Of course, a Marwan daughter.
This is Bernard Toyeria. He works with Tom Oben at Obi Training Center.
El Cape Arabians zoned and bred this beautiful young filly, Palmira El Cape. She is a July baby.
She's going to catch a buzz here.
Yeah, she wants to get really
Really
all
hot.
about it.
There she goes. Broke out of that canter into a nice stride. A lot of tail carriage. Very good pass there. Oh. She's having a lot of help from the teammates out there, and she's getting a little too hot maybe.
She's got a motor though.
She does. Quite a face on her as well.
Yeah.
Just a different style of horse than we see regularly in the United States. The majority of these just don't have any flaws, Greg.
No, we talk about that. You know, somebody always says when we do seminars, what's the difference between a good horse and a great horse? A great horse is very simple. Has extreme pieces and no major flaws.
And a good horse?
Good horse has got extreme pieces and probably
A couple holes.
disqualifying flaw. Whether that's a foot, an eye, a hip or loin, ears.
Tail.
Yeah, tail is always a good one. Look at the face on this girl. She's really, really pretty.
Real wide between her eyes, short eye to nose, a lot of shape. She falls down from her eyeballs down to her muzzle. She has tight from the side or straight on from the front.
One of the things you're seeing on these really high quality horses is the dish is the correct place. Sometimes we'll run into horses that have a big jibba, a bump between above their eye. And people say, oh, they have a big dish because there's a bump above their eye. That's a jibba. That's was prized years ago with the Bedouins, but that's not a dish. What a dish is basically a flat forehead and a dish below the eyes. And
Tapers down to a tiny little muzzle.
Yeah, she was a very good example of that.
Real wide between her eyes,
Yeah,
too, dark.
really wide. You could see around corners.
It's a reoccurring theme here. The details look expensive on the horses one after another.
Yeah, it's just, that's why to be a judge here would take the best of the best and the very best to be able in a matter of seconds and minutes decide between all these wonderful horses. It's awe-inspiring job for sure.
Started by Ajma Mancion and out of a Marwan Al Shakab daughter. This is our first horse on Section B, Palmira El Cape, number 40.
Gets an ovation from the crowd because it definitely was a nice job. And they're from Spain. They represent Spain on that trip. So one of those countries that we talked about that doesn't bring a lot, but it's not easy to come from Spain to here. Imanola. Imanola, of course, as you can imagine, by Victoria, out of the great Imandoria, who was by Gazal. This is owned by Michał and bred by Michał. I saw her show as a yearling in Poland at the Poland Nationals. Thought she'd be really special. Probably the most outstanding thing besides her trot, she has a lot of outstanding things, but one of her extreme pieces is that beautiful hip and loin. She's just very, very smooth. And of course, she has a lot of her mama's carriage. Imandoria was an amazingly special mare. One of those all-time great mares, I would say. Rory, would you say Imandoria was one of the all-time good ones?
She was, and you know, Maya May doesn't see her very much in the United States because she won so much as a 3-year-old. Essentially won every title in the United States as a 3-year-old, and then came back and won some world championships. But the Polish horses don't overshow as well, Greg.
Yeah. And who showed her in the United States?
Mr. Greg Galoon.
That's just checking.
As a 3-year-old, she dominated the world.
Yeah, she was beautiful. Still is, I'm sure.
We might see her this weekend in the Platinum Championship.
That would be really
Sunday
fun with Rafael.
afternoon. Noah Marouche, her old teammate from Niehoff.
Oh my God, is he here?
I think he's here.
That would be nice.
Boy, this is Peter works with Marush, Michal for many years. I believe he's now at Jaunowski.
This is Victorio, T.O.
Highly
out of
decorated.
Mandorio. Yeah, big
highly
time.
decorated Valentino son from the United States.
One of the, actually, I think maybe he was, did he win the Halter Award for most champions at the U.S.
He
Nationals?
was the leading sire
Yeah.
at the U.S. Nationals here.
So her father was also the leading sire of champions at this year's 2018 U.S. National Championships.
Imagine the breeding capability of this filly when she's bred next year.
Oof. The embryos will be valuable. Look at her.
And that's
Look
the
at-
E-line, Greg.
look
That's
at-
the
yeah.
good stuff for me off the E-line.
You know, this is a horse that I would look at and go, she's expensive. She looks expensive. High quality. Nice, nice mare.
And that handler's about 6'3". That's a big mare.
Pedigrees are just, the blood is amazing, isn't it? They, you know, from greatness comes greatness.
That's a slab of a body, as they would say in Michigan.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful body. I noticed when I saw her in Poland, a couple as a baby, how beautiful her body was. It was just great.
That looks pretty competitive right there, buddy.
That's a handsome, handsome filly. Imanola. April 11th, 2015 was the day of her birth.
Probably still snow on the ground.
You think?
Let me off
In
in April.
Yeah, I'm sure there was.
Our second go, Section B of the junior females. Greg?
Mr. Frank Spoonley's on the lead. RFI Farid out of WW Imania Apal, who's by RFI Faryara El Shiraz. Ajman Stud owns her, bred by Eleanor Mertens of Belgium. Presented today by Frank Spoonley. There's a face. Look at the type. Look at the face of this little bouncy girl. She's happy to do her job. Look at her. Woohoo! She is styling. Love that. Tight ears, pretty face, looking at all around her. Just full of herself, having fun. Man, that's fun to watch. Could you get any shorter face with a cuter muzzle than this one? You'll see the teeth bumps on these babies, on these 2- and 3-year-olds, little bumps down where the molars are below the jaw. And you look at those jaws with teeth bumps because they're growing, and it's just a growth thing from babies, from 2- and 3-year-olds. When that dries up and goes away and the caps fall off those teeth, this head will be so exotic, it'll be amazing. But you see the line under her jaw, the bumps, that's just baby teeth bumps. Every horse gets them, to more or less a degree. Number 44, HDM Maria Apal. By RFI Farid. Got some big muzzles. You could put a tennis ball in that muzzle. Look at the size of her muzzles.
Oh, it's just the details. The details.
Yeah.
We were watching some of the grooms show clip yesterday. You always wander through and get tips or just fascinated what they do to prepare their horses. And I think I could clip like that with the way the bone structures. It just clips beautifully.
Well, you can clip. I can't. I love clipped horses.
But I think Stevie Wonder could clip one of these beautifully. I mean, the structure.
Greg Knowles couldn't, but maybe Stevie Wonder
You're
could.
from the old school. The boss. Boss didn't need to show clip.
Yeah, the boss didn't need to.
CEO doesn't need keys to the office.
I had to pay for it, though.
That's right. Paid dearly.
There are some guys that and girls that are masters with clippers. So, Rory, they'd start with, tell me how that process would work right here. So you'd start with 30s, 40s?
Well, you have a choice. You want to clip the front of the face, and 15 or 30, the facial between the eyes and down on the muzzle, or do you want to start with your razoring? And probably prior to starting the razoring, you're going to use a 40 or 50 to clean up the eye and the muzzle, and then follow with a razor, and then just blend and then blend. I'm sure everybody blends a different way and different techniques, but blend and go over it each day till it just looks natural, like summertime.
And how long would it take you to clip that face?
I think if you do a good job and the horse is not giving you much grief, it's probably a 30-minute job each time. That's ears, in the face, and as well as the blending and the razoring. But again, they have to steer around the eyelashes and the muzzle long hairs. They have to keep those on to be competitive here, or otherwise they're kicked out of the ring. So more complicated than what we have.
That's true. Good point. I would get all excited and just bald everything.
I think they keep backups in the trunk, tack trunk, glue some on in case there's a mistake.
Number 45, Pamina. No, sorry, I'm sorry. It's Ismailia Al-Hevan by Emerald J out of Eskama Al-Hevan, who's by Shamila Maskarsar. Al-Hevan in France are the owners and breeders, and we have Bernard Tolar on the lead, correct, Rory? Is that Bernard?
Boy, he's getting a nice trot right here, right around the corner.
His horses have done well that way. I noticed that with him.
He has a good rapport.
Well.
That's a nice French word, rapport. I learned that this week.
Maybe he'll buy a Chevrolet. That's a French word.
I think more like Peugeot.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Chevrolet and chocolate. So since they invented chocolate, or they have the word for chocolate, I've been hanging out at the chocolate place.
You know, it's fascinating. I've been to Italy this year, and they love their chocolate. Been to Belgium, Germany, French, and each one of those countries, their trainers say their chocolate's the best. And I just feel like it's all great.
Yeah.
It's different than at home, than natural chemicals maybe.
Yeah, we have Hershey's.
The chocolate is amazing here. You can't go wrong in any of those countries.
It's amazing.
Just pack an extra toothbrush.
And don't bring a scale. My hotel room has a scale. Immediately I covered it with a towel. I'm not looking at a scale today.
But after all the walking Wednesday we did, we can eat whatever we want.
Well, it's Thanksgiving. If you're a professional eater like me, there's a no guilt day. It's Thanksgiving.
The free day?
The free day. New Year's Eve is the drinker's free day.
There you go.
My free day is
Cinco de Mayo's for amateurs.
Irish.
St. Patrick's Day, that's amateur day. That's when the Irish stay sober.
Yeah.
They sell everybody drinks on St. Patrick's Day instead of drink with them.
There you go. Make some cabbage stew.
Pinard came ready as well, and he's got just a nice feel. He can get a trot on the corner better than everybody else this show. A lot of the other horses are breaking, and they're displaying the trot on the long straightaways. He's getting a nice flow all the way out of the straightaways into the corner and back on the straightaway. As a judge, do you mind if they break as long as they give you something once they flop and trot, or do you rather see a seamless trot all the way around the arena?
No, if they break, it's okay if they're trying and doing their job, and you give me a pass.
Enough to give you a glimpse.
Yeah, to show me. I really love when they would go down the rail and be free and never break and go and maybe make a corner, and then finally just gallop on through it and then do it again. It's beautiful, but it's hard to get.
Here we are, ArabianEssence.tv. They have an app powered by Al Sheikh Stud from Israel. We're having a good time here just watching horses, Greg.
Sometimes I forget that I'm sort of like you guys, all watching and enjoying the show. Prigola. Prigola is from Sanita Konya Yana Polaski. Victorio P.O. sorry, out of Perpesa.
That's the fancy way of saying Jana Polaski State Stud.
Yeah, I know. I wanted
That's
to.
in Polish.
I wanted to impress you.
It's very good. That's right there on the border of Belarus. If you wander too far off the farm, you might get shot in Belarus.
And Yanov is by the Russian border, correct?
That's right, Belarus, former Russian, satellite country.
This is Prigola, and Prigola is a March version of 2015 by Victoria 2.0 out of Pripesa, who's by Enzo. And again, she's owned and bred by the great Jana Polaski. Kamil Biernat is on the lead.
Yeah, and he goes, that's a mouthful, so we just call him JJ. He's showing a couple today. You can see he's got several numbers. He's ready.
Look at her look at things. Those eyes get poppy, those ears get tight, and she's going to go, okay, what's out there?
Gets right down to business.
Someone told me Marola Kamer has already judged. This is his fourth World Championship here in Paris judging.
Guy knows horses.
He's a good horseman.
He actually spends a lot of time in the summer in Europe. He has some horses living here, so he has a good idea of the flow and the feel, even though he's lived in Brazil his whole life, been an esteemed breeder down in Brazil.
He's a great breeder, and actually a big-time parrot breeder.
That's right.
We've been to his farm. He has parrots, like show parrots. And
A little scary driver, but other than that.
oh my God, the worst driver in the history of life.
He has no fear.
Remember, we had to be by the airport at a certain time. It was raining, and it was, hold on. He has no fear.
We were going to be late. We ended up early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we were a little scared.
He has no fear. But a big softie. Loves Arabian horses.
He loves them. And he's a great breeder, and just a student of the game. 46. 919 is the number that they put on him, Janov. Maybe, my guess is maybe, I don't know what I'd say. I was going to say a date, but I'm not sure exactly how they do that on their numbers, Rory.
That there is, I believe, the month they're born in, and in the series of horse that they come through the year. So if they're the 80th foal that year, it's a combination. I'm not really up to speed on as well. We
So-
need Winterstein to come over and help us. Get
Yeah,
a little tour.
919. So maybe September and the 19th horse of that group,
Yeah.
maybe? I'm
So-
not sure we know, but it's interesting that they do that.
So our leader so far with a 93.08, Greg, is number 44, HDM Maria Apal. Second is Emanola, the Vittorio field you like, with a 91. So quite a big separation from first to second.
And 98 is the one that Frank led. That's the highest score of the show so far, by the way.
Yeah, great performance.
It's an RFI for Reed.
This is Lulu Al Nassar. She is in the hunt every horse show she goes to. This might be the happiest horse on the showground. She just puts her tail up. She's businesslike. She's sweet.
She's by RFI for Reed, out of Rehab Al Nasser, who's a Marwan daughter. Big motor. She's owned and bred by Al Nasser stud of Qatar. Glenn Shaukin's on the lead, and she is a bouncy, happy girl.
Interesting note, her mother was the gold champion mare at Aachen this year, the All Nations Cup. Daughter Marwan Al Shakab.
The gray mare.
That gray mare.
Wow, that's
Glenn
nice.
won the gold 2 years in a row at Aachen.
Well, we
Al Nasser.
might see her later in the week.
We could see her later in the week. So her mother's a Marwan daughter, gold champion Aachen just 2 months ago. Lulu's been a medal winner at Menton, Aachen, Dubai this year. She's had a great year. Dar El RFI Farid, just a happy horse. Life is easy for her. Good partner with Glenn. These two get along. He's exclusively shown her whole career.
It looks like they're a team. It looks like they're in sync together. There's a lot of respect for each other. I mean, that's what I see right there.
Beautiful. Very smooth handler again, just professional. Makes me want to go home and work on my horses. These guys are ready. We're just starting to get ready for the Scottsdale season. Back home, teaching these babies just to whoa and be clipped for the first time. And these horses are at the end of their great spectacular show season. Just a really easy horse to judge. No real holes in her.
Right.
Trots, walks nice, beautiful mare, and then, of course, a nice stand-up. There's 4 facets of the game. And every one of these top 5 horses in these classes can really put it all together. Second to last filly in this section, Greg. There she is calling back to the barn. Just reviewing some scores. Our first place leader right now, HDM Maria Paul. If you go through the Arabian Essence.tv website, they're scoring as well as the live feed. She has 720s, Greg. The first horse in the class with Frank Spoonley.
Yeah.
HDM Maria Paul leading with a 93.08. Here we are, another former world champion back at it as a yearling filly.
She's always liked, she's always loved, she wins a super amount of time. She was world champion, I think it's a yearling.
Out of a great mare, just like the last mare we spoke of. The last one's mother was gold champion at Aachen. This mare's mother was silver world champion, I believe. Lady Veronica, daughter of Versace. She comes by honestly, by RFI free. Beautiful gray in color.
Yeah, this is,
Silver in Aachen herself.
this one could give good Frank a run, but I'm thinking Frank put some major points with 720s on his score, and his 93.8, I believe what it was, with the high score so far of the show. Yeah, 93.08.
Here we are, D. Ajib with Paolo Capecci.
Yep, out of the great Lady Veronica. You ever seen her?
I did.
Beautiful mare. I saw her in Dubai, out in the field at the farm.
Out of an Egyptian mare.
Yep, beautiful mare. Oh my God, Versace out of a beautiful mare.
Nesters Navek.
There's some big eyeballs and eye cases, huh?
Yeah. She's just starting to white out a little bit. She was very dappled in the last 18 months. Yeah. Starting to turn a little more white.
I believe she was gold in Mentone this year, wasn't she?
She was.
Yep.
And then silver in Aachen. She had a good year. Just a gorgeous mare. And they'll put her in the breeding program. They're already on their 3rd generation Dubai stud, and they've been in the business about 15, 18 years. That's pretty impressive.
This is a nice mare, nice filly. And like you said, not only is she a show horse, this one will make great babies for Dubai stud. And there should be something said about Steve Dady as we talk about Dubai stud and the managers and the team. You know, he's part of that. From the States, he goes there, does a nice job helping them, how to condition them, how to school them, how to help breed them, the decisions. He's a judge worldwide. Works real well with Paolo. Yeah, he's great.
Seamless transition between either stable when they're in Italy with Paolo, or they're back in the Middle East at Dubai Stud in the city of Dubai. Just right outside of downtown Dubai. That's a gorgeous mare. I mean, one after another today, we're seeing some great stuff, guys. Take the day off. Don't go to the mall. Get on ArabianEssence.tv, powered by Al Sheikh Stud, and watch the Arabian World Championships. Right here, live in Paris.
Cheaper than going to
the mall.
Yeah, no doubt. Rory, so what's your overall view so far? What are you thinking?
You know, I've seen these horses in the magazines. I've seen them at other shows throughout the season. A 3rd trip to Europe with Greg in person with an unbiased view. We're just commenting and watching the live feed with everybody else at home. It takes an outstanding horse that's presented flawlessly today to really get to the front of the class. You can have a great horse, and if you miss something, you might be second.
Yeah, it's a day-by-day deal, isn't it? Like maybe a week ago, the other horse wins.
Yeah. And whoever feels fresh today, now they got to come back on Sunday with a day off. Your qualifiers, showing a different format with 8 judges rather than 6, so possibly 2 judges didn't see your horse, and it could be a mixed bag. So that's actually kind of fun.
And I judge a lot and I show a lot, and I got to say, no controversy with judges. Good judges doing a good job.
Yeah.
So far, I like what the judges are doing. Great. They're picking really good horses, giving everybody a lot of time, being sincere to everyone. What do you got here for score? Popped up.
There we are. Lulu Al Nasser, 91.75. Moves her into 2nd place with one more score to come, ladies and gentlemen. Our last horse, D. Ajib. Scores haven't posted quite yet.
She did get a 20 on type, a couple 20s.
Yeah, Lulu's a happy horse.
And 3, she got 3 and 1 on her movement. 19.5, 20, 19.5, 19.5, and 19.5 and 20. So her movement was excellent, as Rory pointed out. She always moves well and happy and does her job, and that's sort of ideal of what you want a horse. So when you're thinking about how my horse
Arabian.
Needs to move, she looks like she does that job really well, and so
here we go.
Judges thought so well.
Final horse in the class. Let's see if she moves in the top few slots here. Dia Jeeb scores coming up.
She'll get in the middle of this for sure. She's a beautiful mare, and
120 for head, body top line. Legs are going through it pretty quick. We'll have it here on our computer. You can follow along on ArabianEssence.tv, our website. Not only does it have the live feed, but there's scoring on the side, and you can click on any one of those horses that are ranked on the right column under the judging there. And then it'll show the rankings, and it'll also break down the judges' cards for you. There you go. Frank takes it. His second win today. Second time out of first position.
Yeah.
HDM Maria Paul is your class
And
winner for Section B.
And Ajib jumps up to second.
Yes, she does with a 92.42 Dia Ajib. So the winner, 93.08. HDM Maria Paul. Dia Ajib second in Section B with a 92.42. And third, again, always in the hunt, Lulu Al Nassar with a 91.75. Those are nice grouping of scores.
And again, the two RFI for Reeds were first and second.
There we go.
Just like they did as when they were kids, when they were yearlings.
So the winner of the class once again wins the Best Head Award. Very important criteria, Greg. Of our 4 sections, 3 of the class winners have been the best head scorers as well. So they come out first.
Is there a championship of the best heads?
On Sunday, there'll be an award for the best score.
The best of the best of the score. They won't be rejudged.
No.
That'll be based on a score.
That's right. The perfect score would be 20s across the board today.
Oh,
6
look,
judges.
Spoonley's smiling today.
He was serious on the ride over this morning. You can see why. He's led some beautiful horses.
Yeah,
2 wins out of 4 sections.
Yeah, he was tense and into it.
Very businesslike.
Very businesslike.
First one to go to bed every night at the hotel. First one up in the morning.
Yep. And I see Sheikh Amar is very pleased. You know,
They've been together a long time. That's been a great team.
Yep, and what a committed breeder, huh? People like him do our breed justice. He loves his horses. He has a passion for his horses, and good for him. Good for the breed that beautiful mare won today.
There she is. This is another gorgeous example.
Oh,
Arabian
my God.
type, gray filly,
Yep.
D. Ajib, second in Section B of the 2- and 3-year-old fillies. The 2-year-olds will end up being Section A, and Section B ended up being all 3-year-olds.
Do you ever notice all the handlers really strike me as they love their horses?
Well, look at the horses they get to work with. The cities they travel and where they live. And we love Scottsdale, but they see some amazing places and work with amazing horses.
These guys, I mean, they love their animals. They're committed to their animals. And if you watch them, I mean, not that anybody else that's a trainer around the world doesn't, but as we watch them today and we get to isolate them and watch them on the monitor, it just sort of stands out from a horseman's perspective how they love their horses. And I know you and I do too, Rory. I guess to do it at the level they do it, you have to love your job and your horses.
They look real genuine in their appreciation of their horses.
For sure.
So lots of connections here. The prize giving, as they call the award ceremony here.
I think the green outfit for Irish for St. Patty's Day on a date would be a good outfit.
I probably wouldn't wear that, but I could. But my wife maybe.
I don't think you'd get that done.
Be a little warm in St. Patty's Day in Scottsdale. That wardrobe.
There's Ziggy.
Ziggy from
Wallach.
Al Jude Stud.
Al Jude Stud.
He's a fun guy.
Good guy.
He likes to shoot a lot of pictures.
He loves the horses.
He wants to be a photographer.
He's a frustrated photographer, but he's good. And he loves his job and he loves his horses. He does a great job.
He's based in Doha, Qatar. They have horses around the world, so he goes and visits them. It's a privilege. A lot of sponsorship opportunities here. Individual head award, class awards, electronic sponsor boards, big banner boards, movement scores, championships, lots of opportunities, very creative. Shows at home, you guys should consider this. They don't all have to be big sponsors, but you can put wrinkles into your show. Sponsor different things. Best handler of the show, best breeder, high point owner. There's all sorts of creative ways to honor those people that are dedicated to this Arabian breed. Pretty excited. There's the Polish horse, Greg. They have the smallest contingent. They're on a lean shop there. State Studs. There are some selfies. Hendrik Menz, the stud manager at Al Nassr Stud. His boss there today enjoying his breeding program.
Will these guys pack up on Monday morning and go, most of them?
I think so. I think the show will carry into Sunday evening. Maybe give the grooms, the horses themselves, good night's sleep on Sunday night, and then head out Monday through Paris traffic. Diana Pawlowski horse here.
Yes, Arabian Mandoria by Victorio, is that correct? Yes. There's Lulu. Lulu looks like she likes her job.
She's going to be a nice broodmare.
She's going to be a great broodmare, that attitude.
And they're breeders, that farm, Alan.
And then don't you get a kick out of Spoonley practicing? Like he needs the practice. He's over there just...
I think he's campaigning for Sunday.
We get nervous and we just start schooling in the arena. We don't mean anything by it, but we get all excited and nerves going and we just stand in front of him. Spoonley's having a good day. His daughter is an amazing horsewoman. Like Olympic quality at her age.
Dressage.
Superstar.
Riding ponies. Pretty
Yeah.
soon she'll be in the big horses.
Yeah.
Those little ponies look like miniature versions of those Oldenburg or Hanoverians. They're amazing.
Can you imagine?